Hello, everyone. Welcome to our show today called NG 英文. My name is John Drummond, or 杨浩恩.
Hello， 大家好，欢迎回到我们希平方的节目 NG 英文，我是 Angela。
We have a great show for you today with my good friend Alberto, who is actually from my hometown of San Diego, California.
今天呢，我们很幸运的邀请到了跟主持人 John 一样来自美国西岸圣地亚哥的旅游影片制作人Alberto 来到我们 NG 英文，跟大家分享他对事业的热爱，以及一路走来学语言的相关经验。
But before we get to the interview with Alberto and I, Angela is going to help us break down some fun sports that might not be so well known in Taiwan. Alberto and I are big lovers of a sport called lacrosse, so we talk about it during the interview. Yeah. So take it away, Angela, here on NG 英文。
好的，没问题 John， 谢谢你的介绍。那没有错，今天在 NG 英文的部分呢，我们要来认识几个很酷但是比较冷门的英文运动名称。大家赶快把你的 NG cheat sheet 这个 NG 英文专属的笔记小抄准备好，我们要开始咯。在待会的访谈中呢， Alberto 会跟我们分享到一个他很爱的运动，叫做 lacrosse。 中文一般是翻成带棍球。那根据维基百科的说法呢，它是一种用顶端有网状带子的长棍作为持球工具的一个球类运动，也有人翻成长曲棍球或是曲棍网球。那跟它有点像的还有我们常常听到的这个曲棍球 hockey。 只是一般我们比较常听到的可能都是加拿大很厉害的冰上曲棍球 ice hockey。 但是呢，它其实还有另外一种版本哦，叫做 field hockey， 也就是草地曲棍球。顾名思义呢，就是在草地上打的曲棍球。像我这个对运动一窍不通，当然连听都没听过这个，上网查了一下呢，才发现好像还蛮好玩的哦，连有的小学体育课也有在让学生打，感觉蛮酷的。再来，我们认识两个跟棒球有点类似但又不太像的运动， softball 还有Cricket。 Softball 它是垒球，各位有发现吗？这个字是由 soft 软跟 ball 球合在一起的哦。有在打垒球的朋友可能就会知道， Softball 它之所以会是软球，是因为它的球呢比棒球来得软。好，那棒球呢在跟垒球做比较的时候，也可以称为 hard ball， 也就是硬球。就是说棒球它的球呢是比较硬的，那垒球它的球是比较软的，所以才会有这个 hard ball 跟 softball 的区别。但是要注意哦，这边的 cricket 不是我们常常在夏天晚上会听到的蟋蟀，而是板球。好 cricket。 好啦，那希望刚才讲到这些呢，对你的英文学习之路有所帮助。如果有漏掉没有听到或是写下来的，也不用担心，可以上我们的 YouTube 频道，随时要听几次就给它听几次。那如果大家都已经准备好了的话，我们就赶快进入今天的访谈内容，听听 Alberto 他的分享吧。
All right. As always, thank you, Miss Angela Ma, for that wonderful NG 英文 breakdown. My guest today on the show is an American. He has been living in Taiwan for about a year and a half now. He is a lover of digital content creation, lacrosse, traveling the world, sharing culture, and so much more. So everyone, please welcome my good friend Alberto.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Boom. What's up, man? Welcome to NG 英文. Shout out to San Diego. I have my first San Diego homie in the building on the show today. And we didn't know each other in San Diego, but we both grew up in San Diego. Is that right?
访谈一开始呢， Alberto 提到说他其实跟 John 以前小时候两个人都是在老家美国圣地亚哥 San Diego 长大的哦，而且高中还是念同一间学校，认识很多同样的人，甚至连打球运动这个打 lacrosse 带棍球也都可能有一起打过，只是那时候都还互相不认识。殊不知现在在地球的另一端，两个人反而热络起来，还成为我们 NG 英文节目上面第一位跟 John 同乡的来宾，真的是可喜可贺。我们赶快来认识他吧。
Yes, we both grew up in San Diego and went to high school down the street from each other and know a lot of the same people. And also played lacrosse as well, and probably played against each other and didn't even know it.
Yeah, that's right. Lacrosse, our love, which not too many people know about here when I mention lacrosse to a lot of my Taiwanese friends, but it is growing. It is a growing sport out here. And Alberto has kind of been encouraging me to maybe get back and involved with the lacrosse scene here and potentially begin coaching out here. Is that right?
不知道各位朋友有没有注意到啊？上段访谈中 Alberto 提到了这项运动 lacrosse 带棍球。John 说啊，他每次跟台湾朋友提到这项运动的时候，很多人常常都是没有听过。确实哦，它跟平常我们常听到的篮球、足球、网球、棒球这些比起来，是相对的比较 unheard of， 比较不为人知。世界上很多国家对这项运动都蛮陌生的。但是这几年下来呢，其实带棍球在台湾已经算是一个 growing sport， 它的人气啊逐年增加。Alberto 还建议这样说，不然其实他也可以去当这个带棍球的教练，或者是就是帮忙宣扬这项运动，让它发扬光大。因为说真的，它也是一个很赞的运动项目之一，而且还不是随便你要去打就可以哦，你必须要是一个这个 quintessential athlete。典型厉害的运动员，据说你要四肢发达、手脚灵活、力量要够、速度要快，还要够聪明，才有办法在赛场上把手里的球棍当成是 an extension of your body， 当成是你身体的延伸，好好去运用，去帮球队赢得比赛。
For sure. It doesn't have to necessarily be coaching, but in a way, spreading the sport, I'm sure you would agree with me, it's definitely one of the best sports in terms of having to be the quintessential athlete. You have to be strong, you have to be fast, you have to be quick, you have to be very intelligent in terms of understanding how the game works. And on top of that, you're having to make a metal stick and plastic head an extension of your body. And it's an incredibly fun game to watch. And luckily, in the last year or so, the professional scene has been experiencing a nice growth, thanks to a plethora of things. But, still a unheard of sport around the world for the most part. And there is this lacrosse scene here. Shout out to Taiwan Lacrosse. They've been growing the sport here, I think, for the last 5 years. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, so it's just been, I miss the sport. I enjoy it, and it's like, why not get involved and try to help out with growing the sport? So we'll figure something out.
Yeah, man, I love that. And you mentioned how the lacrosse stick and head is an extension of our bodies. That kind of reminds me of your other passion project, which is videography and photography, where the camera becomes an extension of your body. So I know you've been quite a busy man in that world. So what projects have you been working on recently within the world of digital creation?
接下来 Alberto 要跟我们分享他的相片影片，他的 digital creation。数位创作。他说最近他们跟越南、香港、东京还有台北的 tourism boards， 就是这个旅游局、观光局刚结束完成合作，主要呢是帮忙做影片宣传旅游景点，帮他们在网络平台上创造一些吸睛的内容，来强调主打的当地特色，吸引游客，刺激观光。那最后呢，大家等一下可以听到 Alberto 他用了一个很道地的说法来结束这段分享哦。他说 That's pretty much the gist of it， 其中 the gist G-I-S-T 就是要点大意。好，所以这边他在表达的意思呢，是他最近在做的这个专题啊，大致上就是这样子。That's pretty much the gist of it。赶快来听这段内容吧。
Yes, we wrapped up several projects with multiple tourism boards, Vietnam, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Tokyo as well. It's essentially just creating cool travel content for them for new places they want to put a spotlight on, or re-showcasing, well-known places and whatnot. So that's pretty much the gist of it.
Cool, man. Yeah, I love that. And I love seeing, all your photographs as well. You're quite an incredible photographer as well. So as you're thinking back now a little bit, when did you get involved kind of with digital content creation?
在这段访谈中 Alberto 要跟我们分享他当初会进入影片创作这个领域的原因。他说其实最开始呢是因为他发现啊，从小就很爱的 Star Wars 星际大战系列要拍新电影，所以呢就给自己设了一个目标，想说要成为这个新电影的导演。不过后来又因为想说可能以后可以当跨国广告公司的中间人，可以到这个各国工作兼旅游，所以大学和研究所就都是念广告相关。后来呢在研究所念到一半的时候啊，熊给他注意到说这个 travel content 旅游这一块呢以后好像会很热门哦，就默默在心里埋下了一个想要朝旅游产业发展的种子。一直到研究所毕业之后找工作都不太顺利，开始想说不然来试试看这个编辑影片内容好了。 反正拍摄和编辑技巧刚好是他很拿手的，所以呢，我们这位勇敢不放弃的 Alberto 就开始慢慢建立他的 portfolio， 他的作品集，最后也在因缘际会下展开了他跟 Black Buddha 这间公司的合作。
Took a while actually. What initially drove me to video editing was actually I became a huge fan of Star Wars when I was a kid, and the 1, 2, 3 was coming out, and I did some research and found out that Lucas had written 7, 8, 9. And my goal at the time was to be the director to convince him that I could direct and produce 7, 8, 9 with his permission. During midway through grad school, when I was thinking about my future and possible careers, which by the way, I studied advertising undergrad in international creative advertising for my master's, and with the intention of going to an agency and being essentially the middleman between headquarters and all the international bases around the world, and being able to travel because of that. But midway through grad school, I started seeing where travel content was going. I was like, this could easily blow up. Like it was obvious to anyone who took one look at it. So that's when like the first seed was planted. And then after a year after grad school of looking for a job and not getting anything, I kind of just went like, let me just try to like pursue with video editing content, because that was like my best skill at the time, that and Photoshop. But I was more into video content essentially. So after 2 jobs in LA, working for companies and stuff, I finally went freelancing myself. And that's when I started like working on it, trying to build a portfolio and stuff. And then rather than get a collection of clients essentially for that freelance work, I kind of landed Black Buddha by chance as a freelancer. And they were literally like exactly what I was looking for to do travel content. And I didn't expect to find anything like that. So I kind of just went all in and made myself like indispensable to them. So I was just constantly like berating the lead editor. I was like, hey, do you have any work? Do you have any work? Do you have any work? Like, here's this is done, this is done, this is done. I did a few other things on the side as well for some other people, but I would say about like 85-90% of my work was for Black Buddha.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. So you mentioned Black Buddha, and that is the company you're currently with here in Taiwan. So how did that come to be? How did you join kind of the Black Buddha team here and actually in Taiwan?
前面提到 Alberto 后来和 Black Buddha 这间公司合作都蛮顺利的，很符合他当初内心一直在想要找的事业路线。不过那时候是怎么会来到在台湾的 Black Buddha 上班嘞？他说其实当时呢是准备要搬到越南去，不是要来台湾，想说啊，终于可以边旅游边靠笔电远端工作，可以 work remotely。但是呢，因为从美国搬到亚洲时差会变，对交稿时间可能也会有影响，所以就跟公司提到这一部分。殊不知啊，其实他们在台北也有公司，还邀请他就直接改搬来台北当他们的正职员工。那有这样子的工作机会，哪来拒绝的道理嘞？是他很在行的影片制作，而且还是跟旅游相关，还可以边旅游边工作，所以最后 Alberto 就搬来我们美丽的宝岛了。
Having finally had like some sort of income, I finally had just enough to be able to be like, I can finally move. And the goal was to work remotely and travel around the world with my laptop and just keep editing content as well. And the goal was basically to move to Vietnam, because I have family friends there, and they've opened up a sky bar and all that stuff in the city called Nha Trang. And I basically called up my bosses and was like, hey, just let you know I'm doing a change in time zone so that you guys know when you can communicate with me and everything. And about a month and a half before I made the move, they hit me up and they offered me a full-time job. And like, we know you wanted to live in Vietnam, but you want to come to Taipei instead. And they're both Taiwanese American. One of them lives here. So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So that's how I ended up here. And I've been here for a year and a half, a little over a year and a half now, I think.
Yeah, man, it's dope. That's a great little story. Was going to go to Vietnam and then found Taipei.
Yeah.
Nice, man. So thinking a little bit further, kind of and maybe the future of digital content creation, where do you see yourself going with the trends?
接着要来问问他对于未来有没有什么计划嘞？ Alberto 说他会继续朝旅游发展、旅游宣传这部分前进。因为像有一次啊，他帮这个不是做旅游相关的哦，而是做电影之类的朋友做一个 case， 结果发现这类型的影片完全不是他的 vibe， 跟他的风格完全不搭，让他因此更加确定自己的影片路线是要走旅游相关。另外 Alberto 也有提到说要投资相机在自己身上，要提升专业技能，因为他常常如果只是用眼睛去看的话，都可以看到一些很棒的影像，但是如果真的要用镜头去捕捉，就比较没有办法抓到同样的画面，要懂得去运用相机的功能才有办法，所以 Alberto 希望未来可以磨练这些比较 technical 比较专业的技能。
I'm still figuring that out. I still maintain the fact that I don't have a clear end goal in mind, like I want to be a CEO of this, this, and this. But I know the general direction I want to go in is to just continue with this travel content, which has been interesting because I'll meet other people who don't necessarily do travel content. And they're like, oh, you're a video editor. Like, do you want to edit like a music video or my movie or something like that? I'm like, no, like, just not the lane I want to be in. I've tried that. I did it once. I edited a movie for a friend. And by the end of it, I just kind of realized, like, it's definitely not my vibe. So I think I'm going to stick more to creating travel content. I'm looking to invest into a camera myself to finally like put some work and training in like that technical side of things, because I can see things when I'm looking at stuff, but having the technical whereabouts to execute that like vision that I have in my head, I don't have. So I'm looking to invest in a camera to learn, lenses and all that stuff as well, and just to continue expanding my skill set, which is having a camera as a natural extension as a video editor, so I might as well do that.
Nice, man. Yeah, I think, the first step of that, like you're kind of saying, to sum that up, is kind of finding your lane. You explored, video production with music videos and movies, but, you decided, hey, I think travel content is where I want to be. So I believe that's a first great step. So congratulations on all that, and I wish you all the best with Black Buddha and the future projects you join.
Thank you.
So thinking a little bit about your life, as you've only been here in Taiwan for about a year and a half now, I know your Chinese is progressing, but you grew up speaking English and Spanish. Is that correct?
在这段访谈中呢，John 会问到 Alberto 说，他好像是在双语环境下讲英文和西班牙文长大的，是不是啊？他说，其实他因为小时候有听觉障碍，到4岁都还是不太会说话，一直到开始戴 hearing aids 戴助听器，接受了4年的 intensive speech therapy 这个密集语言治疗之后，才开始能够正常说英文。到13岁的时候呢，也才开始学西班牙文。虽然也不是说可以讲得很流利，但是呢，也都可以用西文跟家人沟通，没有问题。
Yes, but Spanish came a little bit later in life. Because I was born with half hearing and I didn't get my hearing aids until I was 4 years old. So basically at 4 years old, I wasn't really talking. So I had to go through like intensive speech therapy for 4 years until I was able to like fully speak English. They told my parents that you have to pick only one language for me to learn, either English or Spanish. Now we know that's not true. You can teach as many languages as you can. The younger, the better. So that's what happened. So I didn't start learning Spanish until I was 13. And I wouldn't say I'm fluent, but I've noticed the last few years of me using it with my family, I'm definitely far better than what I was like maybe 5 years ago, something like that. So
were doctors basically telling your parents like, oh, kids can only have one language at the time? Is that what was happening?
Their reasoning was that switching between English and Spanish at home and me going out in the world with like school and everything would confuse me too much. But yeah, no.
Okay, interesting. Very, very interesting. And now we know that is kind of completely false.
Right.
But yeah, well, nonetheless, you have learned it and are almost fluent. And thinking a little bit now about language, have you found that you are trying to pick up Chinese in the same way you kind of learned Spanish, or how are you kind of adapting now to life here in Taiwan with Chinese?
现在我们要来了解了解 Alberto 他的中文说的怎么样嘞？他说本来以为可以跟之前他在巴塞隆纳的时候一样，因为每天都要讲西班牙文才行，没有办法用英文沟通，所以他的西文进步的非常快。本来想说来台湾也可以用这样子的方式来学中文，但没想到在这里啊，几乎用英文也都 OK 没问题，让他没有被迫要用中文沟通的机会。不过他说其实也还好，因为他的房东太太刚好是在教中文，所以如果有需要练习，随时都可以跟他联络。赶快来听听 Alberto 的分享吧。
For sure. I definitely do want to learn Chinese. That was the goal of my moving here. But with my experience in Spanish, I learned so much Spanish by being forced to use it, essentially. So, like, when I was in Barcelona for 5 days, I was, like, one of 2 friends who only knew Spanish for, like, 8 guys or something like that. And in those 5 days, my Spanish got way better than any other time period of my life learning Spanish. So that was my thinking. But as I moved here, I've come to realize everyone I talk to speaks English. Friends, coworkers, fellow office people, or anything like that, mostly speak English. So I haven't had to be forced to learn it. But the cool thing is, the place that I'm moving into next weekend, the owner, she speaks English, and she told me she teaches Chinese. So I already told her, I was like, sign me up, help start teaching me, and it's great. She lives in my building, so I can just hit her up whenever, and we can go to like the lounge room or something like that. She could start teaching me and stuff. So I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Yeah, that's great. I applaud that, and I think just making a little effort and where you're going to be moving to in Taiwan. You're going to be kind of out of the city now. So that's going to be a fun new kind of adventure for the chapter of your life, to begin to use more Chinese. Thinking a little bit about kind of tips and advice as you've kind of began to master Spanish, can you share any tips and advice with our listeners?
接下来我们要问问他有没有一些学语言的小撇步可以跟大家分享嘞。等一下呢，大家要听到他说这句 Throw yourself in the deep end of the pool。 字面上意思是把自己丢到游泳池比较深的那一边，其实是在表达类似从难的开始的意思。好，就是说虽然你可能还没有准备好，觉得会很难，很多字都还不会说，但就是尽量把自己放在那个在学的语言环境里面。像你如果是学西班牙文，就请西文母语人士完全跟你用西文沟通，除非呢是真的没办法传达意思的时候，再用英文来解释，或是如果经济许可，直接到那个国家去学也是一个很有用的方法。
Try to just throw yourself in the deep end of the pool. Just literally try to force yourself to use as much as possible. If you meet someone that speaks Spanish, like just tell them like speak Spanish only to me. And then, only speak English if I'm like forgetting a word or not remembering what the word or how to properly say it when you just need to correct me. The best thing to do ultimately, if you can afford it, is move to a country that only speaks Spanish. South America, Mexico, Central America, Spain. It's the amount of, I would say, acceleration in your understanding of learning that language would be far better than you trying to like force yourself to use it in your native country.
And I think, that kind of goes hand in hand and is true for all languages. Any place you can kind of put yourself in the environment of that native language, you're going to have a much greater success rate. So, yeah, well said, well said. Thinking now about Chinese with your learning here in Taiwan, have you kind of struggled with any translations, or has there been anything that has given you funny stories over the year and a half here?
接着呢 Alberto 要跟大家分享一个他之前跟台湾朋友出去吃饭喝酒，但是因为对于干杯文化的认知差异而发生的一个小插曲。那相信大家可能都知道，一般我们在台湾喝酒讲干杯的时候啊，常常都是要把它干了啦，要喝完，喝得一滴不剩这样子。但是他们对于干杯 cheers 的认知，通常只是有点像炒热气氛，让大家一起开心，彼此轻轻碰个杯子，每个人就喝个一口两口而已那一种。所以那天 Alberto 跟台湾朋友在喝的时候啊，就没有把啤酒喝完，想说 a pint 一品托500毫升的啤酒要干了也是很厉害。后来是朋友跟他说，在台湾干杯就是要把它喝完才算，才知道说原来我们在这边的干杯跟他们国家的干杯是完全不一样意思的。
Yeah, with the little Chinese I've learned that, ganpei was like a cheers, but I didn't realize the context of it. So I learned it from, we were at one of those classic Taiwanese restaurants with the small glasses, and you go ganpei and you drink it all. A couple weeks ago at a dinner, I did that, just to say cheers at the table, and we were drinking pints, basically. And somebody looked at me and was like, "You're telling us to drink the whole thing?" And I was like, "No, I'm just cheersing." And that's when it was made clear to me that what ganpei actually means is to finish the drink.
Yeah, that's right, man. Yeah, that's interesting because ganpei, right, it means a dry glass in Mandarin. So there's not really the way we would grow up with cheers, just kind of tapping each other's glasses and having a sip. We don't really have that in Taiwan, and just like you said, that's because it kind of originated more from KTVs and karaoke bars and small restaurants where they're drinking out of small beer cups or small whiskey cups and to finish the whole glass. So nice little story there, my man. All right, Alberto. Well, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show, my man. Thank you for sharing about lacrosse and digital content and your language journey. But that leads us to our last question here on NG Ingwen, and that is, if you could go back in time and talk to a younger Alberto, would there be any advice you give yourself on language or life?
最后我们这位 Alberto 会提到说，如果呢可以回到过去跟以前的自己说说话，他会想要告诉自己，虽然有些事情乍看之下好像很难，但是不要去害怕花时间精力练习，因为像以前常常他做事情的时候就一次两次看不到成果，他就开始没兴趣不想做了。后来一直到开始练带棍球，练 lacrosse， 才慢慢比较有耐心，愿意持之以恒去不断练习，而不是做一半就不想做了。
Well, I want to say right away, like, don't be lazy, but I think what I mean by that is don't be afraid to put time and effort into something, even though it may seem difficult at first. I don't know why, but growing up, I was quick to drop something if I wasn't getting it right away. It wasn't quitting. I think I just would lose interest or something like that. And my parents were very like supportive in that. Like, all right, you want to do it? You don't want to do it? That's fine. Like, we'll find something else. And it wasn't until lacrosse, actually, where, funny enough, like, I scored in like the off season in like an indoor league, but in the actual season, I didn't score a single goal my first year. And then the next year, I was the JV offensive MVP or something like that. And it wasn't until that sport where I really understood like taking to something 100% and like trying to learn and get better at it in every aspect of the game, whether it's your physical fitness or your stick skills or something like that. And then since then, I've really tried my best to be persistent in learning something and whatnot. I've had my ups and downs over the years, but definitely would tell my younger self to don't worry about all the other drama and extra stuff. I had a lot of social anxiety, like wouldn't worry about that. Just focus on what you enjoy doing and just try to do your best and just try to become a better person than you were yesterday.
Nice, man. Yeah, I like that. And it's cool that you kind of thought about that in terms of lacrosse and sticking with something and building that skill and being patient with it over the time. Very nice, my man. Alrighty. Well, where can people find maybe any of your digital content that you create online?
You can find me on Instagram, Simple Traveler, SIMPLETRVLR. I know it's spelled weird, but the full one wasn't available, so.
Yeah, usernames, right? Cool, man. So shout out to Taiwan Lacrosse, Black Buddha, all our traveling friends and family, and I'll talk to you soon.
Adios.
Peace. That is our NG Ingwen show for today. We hope everyone enjoyed listening to that. Don't forget to connect with us on Instagram or Facebook. You can search NG Ingwen or you can search NG English ICRT. And make sure to tune in each week, Wednesday morning from 6:30 to 7 and Wednesday night from 9 to 9:30. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
好，那我们今天西平方的节目 NG 英文就到这边告一段落啦，感谢大家的收听，别忘了到 IG 搜寻我们的粉丝专页 NG 底线 English 在底线 ICRT。那大家也要记得每周三早上6点半到7点，或是晚上9点到9点半，把广播调到 ICRT 频道 FM 100，准时收听我们节目哦。那也欢迎大家上网搜寻西平方的攻其不备课程，或者是呢到我们西平方的官网多读一些有关 NG 英文的专栏文章，看看在 NG 英文里面的专栏有没有哪些是大家可以吸收学起来的一些小 paper 哦。我们下次见了，拜拜。